Australia's greatest all-rounder, lethal with the ball, a swashbuckler with the bat. He had the manner and the bearing of a boy's own hero. He was bold and brilliant and cared little for authority. Instinctive and unpredictable, Keith Miller is one of ESPN's legends of cricket. Lord's 1956. At the age of 36, Keith Miller, leading a much weakened Australian attack, returned his best ever Test match bowling figures.
Oh!
Lord's in 1956 was Miller's greatest performance as far as I was concerned.
The hero of the match being congratulated by Neil Harvey.
We desperately needed to win at Lord's. We lost Lindwall with a torn muscle. Pat Crawford, who came into the side, tore a muscle in the first morning, bowled 5 overs, and it looked as though we were deep in trouble, and Miller bowled a long time in both innings, took 5 wickets in each innings, 10 in the match, and swung the game for us and won it. For me, that you have Botham's match in 1981, for me that was Miller's match.
Australia have won by 185 runs.
Miller at Lord's in '56 produced his greatest bowling performance in Test cricket, and perhaps a bit ironic that it came in his final Test series, but Miller as a Test bowler I think had grown through his career, and it was a great performance. He carried the Australian side. It was the one victory in the series that the Australian side achieved.
As a bowler, Miller was famously unpredictable.
He could bowl as quick as anybody that was around in those days. He didn't always bowl that quick, but you know, and every now and again, of course, he used to just wheel. You know, he only ran 13 paces or 15 paces, but he used to just come and wheel, and he'd come, and then all of a sudden he'd get a skip in his run. He'd muck it up so much that he'd bowl a wrong and out of the back of his hand, or a leg break or something. You know, like he was just that unpredictability that, you know, that he had, that was part of his genius.
Keith Miller, when he wanted to be, was the most devastating bowler of the time and capable of winning a match in a couple of overs. Miller had a short run. He had a very explosive action, and he was probably as quick. His quickest ball was probably as quick as anyone at the time, and also a very nasty bouncer.
Miller's batting was founded on forward play. He was a master of the drive.
I saw him score 200 against Queensland in Brisbane. Absolutely incredible innings. He came down to Sydney, and we played the Englishmen here in Sydney in the first match of one of the early matches of the tour. And I can still remember Keith, he got another 200 in that game. I'm not joking, straight drove Alec Betts a first bounce, a first ball with a second new ball, straight back over his head at first bounce into the showground wall. And it went like a 2-iron shot. Like Tiger Woods couldn't hit a 2-iron better. It was absolutely the most incredible shot.
If he hadn't been a bowler, he would have been one of the really great batsmen. Miller was mercurial as a batsman. He was played very correctly, but he had this attacking outlook, and he was tall, with his reach, he could get at practically anything, and he could hit 4s off really good bowling. And he could have been a master batsman, Miller.
Miller was also a captain of imagination and flair.
Miller was, to me, a legend. He was someone I copied. I thought he was the best cricketer, best captain never to captain Australia. And he was someone who was an instinctive captain. He taught me a great deal on the field when he was captain of New South Wales.
When he was appointed captain of New South Wales, and it was Bobby Simpson who told me the story. And Simpson had just come from Western Australia to play for New South Wales, and it was going to be his first match. And Miller was leading the team down on the field, and Simpson was there, and suddenly the gate man apparently said to Miller, "Mr. Miller, you're taking 12 men onto the field." He goes, "Would one of you gentlemen kindly mind leaving the field?" He didn't put it in quite those words.
Keith Miller was the first sex symbol of cricket. He had the Brill Cream advertisement with the hair, and whenever he used to get the Brill Cream in the hair, he used to throw it back and all the girls used to swoon. Like, he was just everything. He was a bomber pilot, fought in the Battle of Britain. He was a fast bowler. He was one of the biggest hitters the game's ever seen. He was a big dude, 6'3". He played Aussie rules football for St Kilda. He did everything. He was everyone's dream.